In the manga mostly, but also in the anime adaptation of Dragon Ball, Launch, or in the Japanese version, Lunch, was a young woman with a strange mental personality disorder which causes her to switch from an innocent and sweet girl to a violent and assertive woman each time she were to sneeze for any reason. An interesting fact is that neither personality remembers what the other does. Only the time before the sneeze is under their recollection. Anything done after the sneeze, the other does not know of. Launch first meets Goku and Krillin on task from Master Roshi while looking for a woman. Through situations, the both of them bring Launch to Kame House where she's introduced to Roshi. Launch agrees to stay at Kame House due to the fact that Launch's blonde self is a wanted criminal, and she believes that she could hide at the Kame House for the time being. Eventually, time passes and the story progresses, and it's figured out that the violent Lunch is actually more useful than the kind Lunch. And a long period of time passes before she sneezes and reverts to her kind personality. As a result, the others have to inform Lunch of everything that's happened in the time between sneezes. So technically, Goku and everyone use Lunch as much as she used them for their own mutual needs. Later in the original Dragon Ball series, Lunch meets Tien Shinhan and Chaozu, and instantly becomes infatuated with Tien. It's also interesting to note that it's the blonde personality that likes Tien, not the kind personality of Lunch. Through the end of the original Dragon Ball series, Lunch is an important character like the others. Lunch was rarely mentioned or depicted in Dragon Ball Z or any other media. There is a well-known scene with Lunch along with Tien and Chaozu while they're training for the battle against Nappa and Vegeta in the Western adaptation of the Dragon Ball Z, the dubbed version. But other than that, there is no real manga appearances of Lunch. There were a few examples in the Dragon Ball Z anime, such as a flashback scene in the Cell games and another semi-well-known scene of Lunch in the Majin Buu saga, as these examples did not occur in the manga, but it was written into the anime by Akira Toriyama and his staff for accounting of Lunch in appearances of the Dragon Ball Z anime. She does not appear in any important story arcs or situations from then on in the manga or the anime. It's been theorized that the concept of Lunch was acceptable and important for Dragon Ball, but for Z and other more serious later adaptations she became irrelevant. Much like Akira Toriyama and his writers, they possibly didn't know what else to do with the character and slowly, discreetly wrote her out of the manga storyline except for occasional appearances for the sake of chronology. The last technical mention of Lunch with the chronology has her finding Tien once more after the Majin Buu saga but before Dragon Ball Super, and finally, officially, confesses her love for him. As before, Tien doesn't have any real intentions, nor does he want romance with her, but reluctantly lives with her for a period of time, as Tien and Chaozu prefer a more rural life, away from others, but Lunch prefers the busyness, crowdedness, and liveliness of the city, and eventually she leaves him after a few days of them living together. But every so often she visits Tien and Chaozu. Sometimes a character can be forgotten because they're no longer beneficial to the story.